A common misconception about net neutrality is that it is a law. However, net neutrality must be understood as an idea. It is the idea the internet should be open and free, and no individual, company, or group should be in charge. The goal of net neutrality is to preserve open access to the internet for all. Net neutrality proposes that internet service providers, ISPs, must not discriminate between different kinds of content and applications online. This protects and ensures a user's ability to access information, content, applications, and services on the internet. The internet providers have handled all traffic equally. It doesn't matter if you were using Facebook, sending an email, or playing World of Warcraft, it was all treated the same. However, there are no laws in place forcing these companies to allow the free flow of information, so naturally there have been talks in companies about changing this neutrality for profit. Some of these internet providers have revenue streams from other business. For example, an internet provider can also be a phone company or a cable television provider. An ISP that owns a phone company can reason that people are using internet instead of phones for communication and therefore are justified in slowing down or blocking internet voice and video chat. This would be like an informatics TA not accepting a paper for using a source that he or she does not like. Net neutrality has become a hot topic because of the possibility that an ISP may start to control what data and information is allowed. The main threat to net neutrality is that companies that provide internet access are attracted to profit. The internet was designed as an open medium, and net neutrality says that the user should be able to view all of the content he or she wants, instead of only the content that companies want the user to view. Comcast owns 51% of NBC, and therefore the success of NBC directly affects the success of Comcast. Because Comcast is also an internet service provider, they can choose to slow down the data flow from other broadcasting stations over Comcast's network. This would be a business decision that would almost force the end user to only watch NBC because the other broadcasting stations' websites would be slow. This is not in compliance with net neutrality. In fact, the user might not even be aware that their ISP is doing this. ISPs failing to tell the user what restrictions come along with the use of their networks is also a big issue. Some companies will limit bandwidth and then slow down the internet or charge extra after that bandwidth is exceeded. Phone companies are notorious for this. AT&T and Verizon have unlimited talk and text, but charge extra for over 2 GB of data. T-Mobile slows down your access if you use too much data, but advertises itself as unlimited. It is difficult to create laws that enforce net neutrality. If it was law for ISPs to not tamper with internet traffic at all, then it would be illegal for them to fight spam and other security threats. The best way to handle net neutrality would be for governments and corporations to just let the internet govern itself. By creating laws or formal business policies that harm the free flow of information through the internet in any way is an infringement on net neutrality. Giving it rules inherently makes it non-neutral. ISPs should simply act as a service that allows people to connect to the internet, and they should not be able to govern the flow of data, set bandwidth limits, or prevent access to websites that may cause the ISP to lose profit. The censorship of the internet in China is a prime example of contemporary abuse of net neutrality. It is known as the Great Firewall of China, forbidding keywords, URLs, and overall access to politically sensitive information. Further, the Chinese government indirectly prevents ISPs from hosting politically objectionable content by holding the ISPs liable in doing so. Among other things, the Great Firewall is capable of limiting content of the web, disabling how people communicate, create, and share.
And as president, I intend to work with you to write the next chapter in the story of American innovation. That's part of the reason why I'm running for president of the United States. To seize this moment, we have to ensure free and full exchange of information. And that starts with an open internet. I will take I will take a backseat to no one in my commitment to network neutrality. Because once providers start to privilege some applications or websites over others, then the smaller voices get squeezed out and we all lose. The internet is perhaps the most open network in history, and we have to keep it that way.
Again, net neutrality is all about leaving things the way they are. In response to the talks between internet providers about limiting internet access and capabilities, some groups and individuals began to call for government oversight of the internet. Despite their intent, net neutrality would be best served by leaving things the way they are right now. Let the internet remain as a medium for the free flow of data.